Oh my god. There's no clip. Where's the clip? I don't have the clip. I don't have a clip. Oh my god, I still can't complete the repair. I don't have the clip. How are you doing, everyone? Thanks for tuning back into today's video. We'll try and make this intro quick because we are losing light. I am literally just recording this intro for tonight's video. I've been off today and I'm off tomorrow on daddy duties and just trying to, just get this stuff done. What can I say about today's video? I have got a dirty Biasi. Everyone loves not a Biasi. This was one of those jobs where I explained to the customer that the boiler was not worth repairing. Ultimately, it ended up costing almost just shy of £1,000 in parts and labour to try and get the boiler up and running, and it didn't work in the end. And then the customer went down the route of a new boiler anyway, which I told her to do regardless, because I said to her, we can do one round of repairs first and see if it works. If it doesn't, do not spend any more money on this boiler. She didn't listen. She thought I was just trying to sell her a new boiler, and ultimately, it went that way anyway. I was a little bit concerned if I was going to get paid for the repairs that I'd done so far or not. Luckily, she did pay, but then she got someone else to do the boiler on the cheap because that's what she wanted. Now, this is the sort of situation where customers need to understand that not everyone is just trying to sell them a new boiler. There are people out there who are giving genuine advice and looking at the overall best interest, because yes, I can rebuild a boiler. If you've got an open checkbook, not a problem. We can literally rebuild the whole thing from the bottom up. Or if you're on a budget, we advise you that, okay, look, it's going to cost X amount, but the chances are on certain boilers that we've worked on, that we've got experience on, we know if they're going to be economically viable to repair or not. It wasn't in this case, as you can expect. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Unilite's Halloween sale has finished, but they are going to be having some more offers coming in. But in the meantime, you can still use my code UNCLE and get 25% off your complete order. And also with Power Now, they do have a 6 months free subscription offer. So if you click the link in the description and you can just sign up, you don't have to put any card details in or anything like that. You can use the software for 6 months. And if you don't enjoy it, you're no worse off, but you might be better off. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all soon. Thanks for watching again. Morning. So that is the high van that I'm working out of at the moment, because depending on how long you've been watching these videos, my van broke down last week, and right in the middle of silly season. I had a power flush booked for the day, which didn't go ahead because the van broke down. So I had to reschedule all my work and everything, and got the hire van, and still waiting to see what happens with my van. I think it's a timing belt issue, but I'm not 100% sure yet, because I'm still waiting for the mechanic to pick up the van and see what's going on. So it's a bit of a logistical nightmare, not knowing what I need on the day for a particular job, and just literally making things up as I go along. Now, the first job I've got to do here today, I'm going to be replacing this water heater. Because of that, it's not looking good. Let's turn the water off to that first. So we're going to be replacing that with another like one. Everything else is okay. That sounds absolutely fine, and PRV is all good as well. So I've just isolated the water. Electric's been isolated. Let's just make sure I've got no water coming out there, which we don't. That's fine. So this should hopefully just be a straight swap. Crack that, take it off, hang the new one, connect it up. I have brought 2 new female lines with me. Definitely going to need to change that one, but that one seems to look okay. Forgot the female line in the van, so let me go and grab that and we'll get this off. And I've got a couple other bits to do here as well, which I'll show you afterwards. It's not going to be the most exciting content changing this over, but content is content. Well, there we go. That's one way to get that one off. Vessel is recharged, so I'm just going to leave that connector on there, make sure that doesn't drop. I mean, it's looking okay. There might be a slight drop, but as long as it doesn't make its way down to zero, that's fine. That's still draining out at the moment, but in the meantime, I'm going to get the new one unpackaged and get it in position, and obviously sort this out as well. Alright, let's turn the water on and test for leaks. Oh, haven't done that one up, have I? Okay. Alright, so far, so good. Let's just check cold water out of here. And then obviously, oh, yeah, alright, just leave that to purge everything out of there. This is only a 2 kilowatt one, so 13 amp fuse is absolutely fine. Just going to let it fill up, let it purge out, turn it on and test it. It's only a 7-1 outlet, so a 2 kilowatt is absolutely fine for this. And then I'll show you what we've got to do inside as well. There we go. Hot taps on, hot, cold, both good. No leaks, which is what we want. Pop that in, turn that on. That's heating up. Let's go on to the next part of the job. Part 2 of this job is to replace this TF1 filter, because let's face it, they're no good. They always leak, they look weak, they leak even if you just look at them 9 times out of 10. So I'm going to be replacing that with an 80, either the Pro 3 or the Micro 2, because there's 2 different places I'm thinking of putting it. Either back here where this filter is, or ideally, I always like to put the filter as the last point back here, which means I may cut this here. That might be a bit tricky. Don't think I'll have enough on there to cut it and do that, so I might have to put it where the TF1 is. They've been having some problems with the pressure dropping, so we've got the internal expansion inside the boiler. I've got another 8 litre one which I'll probably fit up here. Let's put it horizontal so that it's easily accessible, because it's not going to fit. That's not going to fit vertically, I don't think. Oh, actually, it would do. So I might be able to fit it vertically then. I might still do it horizontal, just because I think it will fit better like that. Yeah, I'll probably do it horizontal, I think, just for ease. And then, yeah, just decide where to put the filter and where to tee off for that. I mean, that I can tee off once I remove this, and then I'm going to have some pipe here, so I'll be able to tee off from here to take it onto the vessel. That might actually be easier, because that way I can get the press gun right onto it. Just have a 20 to 15 middle tee going up, round, and into the vessel like that. Basically, the vessel's not a problem. I've just got to figure out the best place to put the filter, and then I can start working. Well, that's handy. I think this space here was meant to be for washing machine, because there's a washing machine valve down there as well. And you've got the standpipe. So that, for me, is my perfect drain down point. Right, I didn't film me fitting the filter because camera battery was running low and I haven't brought my power bank with me, so chucked in the van to let it charge. But there wasn't really anything spectacular to see in this either, because the old filter was longer. So cut a bit of the pipe, obviously coupling, and then the filter's on there. That's doing its thing. Expansion vessel's done. We're back up to pressure. Job done. Let's get out of here. Right, so this next one could be an interesting one. That's why I'm recording this from the get-go, because I don't know what I'm going to come across, what we're going to do to try and solve this, and if I'll be able to solve it today or not. Hopefully I can. Customer is having issues with their underfloor heating, so this isn't coming on. Now they've got heating, hot water zone, heating zone, because that's going to the cylinder, and that's going to central heating. There is no zone valve for the underfloor heating manifold. However, that's controlled by its own thermostat and this actuator. Now, first and foremost, right, that's moving freely, that pin. However, they have got the thermostat turned up, but it's not sending any power to the boiler. Now, I've not come across this before, so I don't know how this controller works or whatever, but we're going to have a look to see if I can figure out what's going with the thermostat. The thermostat's upstairs. I'm going to see how that thermostat's wired up, see if we've got power going to it. Do you know what? Let me take you up to the thermostat. It might be something simple as a faulty thermostat, but we won't know until we test it. So this is the thermostat. That's not doing anything because the boiler's got no demand. So first things first, I'm going to whip this cover off. I'm going to check have we got power coming to this thermostat. If we do, I'll try linking it out, and if that gets the boiler to fire, then that proves that we've got a faulty thermostat here. If not, we'll work our way back down to that little control box and see what's going on with the powers there if we're not getting power here. So start at the end, work our way backwards and see if we can find the problem. Okay, so I've got the thermostat cover off, and the first thing that strikes me a little bit odd is we've only got live earth and neutral, unless one of these is being used as a switch. But where I've tested it, so obviously, alright, checking the polarity. So I've got 240 between live and neutral. Then if I do the next one, that's 230 between live and earth, and then check between neutral and earth. Got nothing, which is correct. But where's the switch? That's what's I don't get with this, because you should have either one of them is being used as a switch, or either one of them is being used as a switch, or there is no switch. But the customer said it was working before. Let's go and have a look at that control center and see if I can make heads or tails of it, find out what's going on, where we're meant to have power, where we don't have power, and try and figure out how we can get this to come on again. So I've been doing a bit of tracing in this wiring center. This has made my life a bit easier because these are labeled. That says stat kitchen. So that cable is, that one is the one going to the kitchen. And I trace that back to here. That is basically joined with this cable here. That comes down, and that is this cable here going into here. Now when you look at here, you haven't got an earth terminal. It's got live, neutral, and then this arrow. So I'm assuming that that arrow is actually a switch live, and that is meant to be a switch live. Now what I've done here, just to prove that the unit works, there's a test button here. I press that, that comes on, that pump comes on, and the customer just called out to me that the boiler's come on. So what I'm going to do now, the other thing that sort of tells me that this earth isn't an earth, it's because the coloration on here, that's brown. If it was earth, it would be green or green and yellow, or the earth colors, but it's brown. So because it's brown, that's telling me, that's indicating to me that that could be a switch. So what I'm going to do now is upstairs, I'm going to link out the live with that earth, and I want to see if that then gets the boiler to fire, and if that gets us our demand and the underfloor heating working. Done here is I've just linked out that live and earth, because I think that earth is actually a switch live. So now let's go downstairs and turn the power on, and that will give us an indication if that is correct or not. All right, fuse burst. So we're looking for a red light on there, I'm assuming, because when I press that test button, that red light came on. Look, now I've got a light on there, and I've got a light on there, that's flashing. Does that mean it's coming on? All right, let me go and flip the power onto the boiler, because I've turned that off. That looks like it's a good sign. I'm going to put the power onto the boiler and see. I don't know if it needs power on at the boiler or not as well. Alright, let's put the boiler on. Let's see if the boiler gets a demand. Right, nothing. Oh. Right. Right, we're still on S30. So let's see what that control thing is doing, because it's flashing. Maybe it takes a few minutes because it's an underfloor heating actuator. So maybe it takes a few minutes for it to actually come on. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but we're testing. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes, see what happens with that, and then I'll come back to it and see if linking out that thermostat has sorted the problem, or if I need to search for further issues. But it looks like I'm a little bit further forward than I was before. Oh, that's just clicked on, and yes, 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 that pump's come on. Yes. Let's go and check. I can feel movement in the pipes, as in water circulation in the pipes. That's telling me that the boiler pump has come on. So let's just go and double check. Yeah, the boiler pump is on. We're fired up, S4. Right, so let's give that a few minutes. I'm going to put the thermal imaging camera on, and we're going to check and test that we are getting heat around the underfloor heating manifold. So I'll come back to this in a minute. So now if we have a quick look at the thermal imaging camera, you can see we've got heat on the underfloor heating pipes. Obviously it's only just fired up, but you can really see got about 30 odd degrees going down there. For some reason it doesn't seem to be showing up on the copper, but I know you can't feel this, but that is hot where it wasn't before. Like I said, that pump's come on. These two pipes are getting hot. So that's it. New thermostat, and we're out of here. I'm not going to film myself fitting the new thermostat because it's a thermostat. They've got a mechanical one on there. I'm just going to fit another mechanical one. I've got one on the van, luckily, and that should be job done. Right, I came to this one yesterday and pre-diagnosed it. Wait till you see what I found inside. Well, I'm going to be replacing the plate because the plate's blocked. It's kettling on hot water. Heating's not working, and I'll show you the reason for that in a minute. The heating's not working because the diverter actuator has been broken, and therefore it cannot transfer over to heating side. I proved that the heating does work by holding the pin down manually yesterday when I came, and the boiler stayed on. It didn't overheat, and we started getting heat to the rads. But that top bit, the cartridge, was loose. So just to be on the safe side, I've got a new cartridge repair kit, Biasi one. That is the part number in case anyone wants it. Don't have the part number for this because it just comes in an open box. And then we've also got the plate. Let's get this done. First things first, I couldn't find the spur, so I've just knocked the breaker off. Shut off the cold because I've got to change the plate. Yep. Okay, that's good. Sorry. It's not a very good camera angle for you. It's clocked. That goes into the wall there. So will I even actually be able to get it off? I hope so. It's coming off one way or the other. I'm going to get it off. Good. Why on earth would you put a drain off there? Let's try a washing machine hose. That tends to work. Alright, we drained that. I think what I'm going to do actually, get the new plate prepped. But yeah, what I'll do, I'm going to grease this all up, get this prepped, so that as soon as I take it out, it shouldn't give me too much issue. Okay, so this can be either straightforward to do or not. So one of the screws are going to be easy to get to. Is this a 4mm Allen key straight on there. Now this second one is, you won't be able to see it, it's behind the pump. You might be able to see it from here, it's there. So for that I tend to use a ball end Allen key, because that will allow me to get in at an angle like so. I know you guys can't see it, but it allows me to get in at an angle like that. Because it's ball end, I can then that is in there. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? In that case, H4. Oh, that might just be the ticket. Right, let's just move these out of the way. Oh, that's cracked. Look at that. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm not going to try recharging the expansion vessel on this, because the age of it, I know it will be buggered. Let's get this loosened up as well. Let's now get the plate out. Plate is out. Now I just want to see how these line up. Whether no, that way. Sweet. Okay. Let's check the O-rings. Is it worth getting them out? I might as well. So this top one should be able to get to it from here. I'm pretty sure you guys can't see this point of view, but I'm sort of looking through this gap to try and get the O-ring out. Nearly there. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 O-rings are in. Who's calling me? All right, I'm going to grease them up and then we'll get the plate in. Okay, O-rings all greased up. And remember, you just want to marry up the lugs, make sure they're going in the right way, because one will be slightly more offset. You see that one's slightly more in than that one. Don't know if this shows in the camera, but yeah, basically just marry them up and make sure that the spindle's in the right place. Now that I need to go in like that. And this is how you can tell that it's gone in properly. See that screw where it's popped out? That means you know that that spindle has gone in the right place. So now that's the more tricky one to do. So what we'll do first is tighten this one up. I can can see that's pulled it in, so now I know that the plate's not going to drop out. Now first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn the cold mains on. So I can test it for leaks. The cold main will obviously be under higher pressure than the boiler pressure will be. So let that run through. And also, let's just see. Yeah, hardly getting any water through there. And on the domestic side, water flows out nice and freely. Yeah, that plate. The difference? System side, domestic side, plate was blocked. So plate's done now. Before I top up the pressure, I've got to change the diverter cartridge and the actuator motor. Now, I do have a special removal tool, but I haven't got time for all that. That's what I mean, see, I didn't even need to do much. Okay, so that's what I need to make up from this. So looking at that. I think it's just it is just that. There's nothing else. Yeah, it is just that. So these bits must be if you had to change the bottom bit. Right, let's grease this up and pop that in as well. Right, I've opened up the flame returns. Let's get some pressure in. Okay, we've got a bar and a half in there. Now let's just swap that over. So I'm going to do this one connection at a time. Well, brown, blue, black. Same again. Black, blue, brown. Oh my god. There's no clip. Where's the clip? I don't have the clip. I don't have a clip. Oh my god, I still can't complete the repair. I don't have the clip. Apologise for the background noise. Didn't have a clip, couldn't find a clip, so I used a bit of 22 just on top of there, so that keeps that nice and stable. And now let's put the power on. Like I said, I can't find the fuse spur, so I literally had just everything off. From there, that's all good. And that's definitely a good sign. Here we go. Okay, well, I think the steam says it all, but just to do things properly, there you go. So hot water's fine, boiler's still staying on. Now I've already been running the heating, so now everything is getting nice and hot. There you go. Heat, 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 heat. You get the idea. Job done. Let's get out of here.